Hello everybody, Angel Arts here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Analyze the upcoming characters of Dragon Age Inquisition. Today we are going to talk about Blackwall, aka Warden McLovin, aka Sir Beefcakes, as so lovingly coined by GamerMD83 and several other fans of Dragon Age. He is the Grey Warden, the token Grey Warden in your party, which is pretty cool considering how the Grey Wardens kind of were in the background in Dragon Age 2. For people who have played this game since Dragon Age Origins, you miss your Warden. You miss the Grey Wardens in general. And it's really neat for there to be another presence within your own party again of at least a Grey Warden, just to sort of bring you back a little bit to the time when you were in Dragon Age Origins, for those of you who played it. Let's take a look at his bio description. The Grey Wardens had a lonely vigil, enduring lives of hardship and sacrifice to protect the world from an evil that can never truly be conquered. Few would volunteer for this, the suffering, isolation, and promise of a violent death. But the path of a warden is also one of valor, and those who give themselves to the cause are rewarded with the knowledge that they have become something more than they were. Blackwall is one of the rare few wardens who chose, out of his own accord, to pick up the shield. He believed so wholeheartedly in the noble ideal of the Grey Wardens that he would rather have this life than any other. My first reaction to Blackwall's character is he is an idealist. He is the poster child for the Grey Wardens. If the Grey Wardens had a Captain America, it would probably be Blackwall. He is a huge fan and a major believer in the Grey Wardens, their cause, and their code. Which actually is rather interesting because I don't think that that many Grey Wardens share his passion. Many Grey Wardens, especially if you play Dragon Age Origins, your Warden included, it depends on your situation and your origin and how you are role-playing your character, your Warden Origins. But there are many Wardens who did not necessarily become Wardens by choice. Some of them kind of sort of got forced into it. One great example is the Dalish origin. Whether you actually wanted to become a Warden or not, it kind of feels like you were kind of forced into it under the circumstances. So, and I'm sure there are people who may have decided to join the Grey Wardens because they believed that it would help out, in the Blight, but I don't know how gung-ho the Grey Wardens, certain Grey Wardens are. I'd like to believe that most Grey Wardens, when they decided to join within the ranks, were very gung-ho and wanted genuinely and passionately to be within the Grey Wardens, but I don't think that's the case for all of them. So in Blackwall's case, he is, very pro Grey Warden. Does that necessarily make him a one-dimensional character? I think not. I definitely think that it'd be easier for him to be multidimensional if he did have some issues with being a Grey Warden. But I think that there's still potential for BioWare to make his character really interesting. For those of you who are aware, Grey Wardens typically don't live for very long. Their lifespans are cut relatively short because of the taint that they had to bring within them through the ritual. And quite often what ends up happening, or I think virtually every single Grey Warden ends up being expected to do this, is that they end up spending their last final days, dying days, going down into the deep roads and killing off Darkspawn, and essentially fight till they die. Blackwall is a veteran. He is a seasoned Grey Warden, and he kind of reminds me of Orin from Final Fantasy X. You know, he's sort of I think he's gonna become not a father figure, but somebody who definitely can teach us a thing or two based on all of his experiences. Which brings me to the fact that they had just recently announced that Blackwall is going to be a romanceable companion. He is straight, and therefore you can only romance him as a female, but he is available apparently to any female race. Which makes me think that while in general he reminds me of Orin, I'm wondering if I'm wondering if his romance is going to have certain similarities to one of the romanceable characters in the Mass Effect series, whose lifespan was also known to be very short. I'm not going to say this character's name in case you haven't played the Mass Effect series, but the fact that he is, the fact that he isn't expected to live very long, I'm wondering if his romance is going to be similar to that Mass Effect's character. I'm hoping there's going to be a lot of differences, though. And who knows? I mean, might not. The fact that he may not be alive for that much longer may not even be touched upon. But it's just one of the things that I think is a very big possibility. Uh, I am not surprised that he's romanceable. I mean, look at him. He's Mr. Mr. Beefy Cakes Warden guy. I mean, he's obviously a bear. I'm guessing he's obviously a bear under all of that armor, and I'm sure there are plenty of people, both ladies and men, who are going to live vicariously through their female warden when they're going to go ahead and romance the snot out of this guy. Uh, I can't imagine that BioWare would have looked at this guy with his magnificent beard and his, overall build and think that they would not make him a romanceable character. At the time of the Fifth Blight, which is the Blight in Dragon Age Origins, Blackwall was stationed in Val Shevin and held the post of Warden Constable. He was strongly and vocally opposed to the decision by Terran Loghain to close the Ferelden borders and exile the Grey Wardens. I'm hoping that one of the things that we can learn from Blackwall is what in the world were the Grey Wardens doing in Dragon Age 2. During the end of Act 2, you see Alistair and or Stroud and or Carver and or Bethany, and they're up to something, but apparently whatever that something is, it's more important than rescuing Kirkwall from the Qunari. Uh, Hopefully Blackwall will be able to shed some light on that situation, because I'm pretty sure that whatever it was is going to play is going to be some sort of factor, play a role in Dragon Age Inquisition. At least I hope it's going to be. The other question that I have in my mind is if you see in the trailer, there is one of the trailers depicts I think the Inquisition. It looks like the Inquisition is attacking the Grey Wardens, unless we're interpreting it incorrectly. So I'm wondering what that is all about and where Blackwall is in all of that. Is this how we end up meeting Blackwall? Does this happening while we have Blackwall in the Inquisition? And if so, how does he feel about us attacking the Grey Wardens? Again, Mr. Grey Warden poster child, I can't imagine he'd be very thrilled about this. For all we know, that specific cutscene may be the result of a choice So depending on the choices that you make, maybe we won't try to attack the Grey Wardens. But again, that just brings me back when I think of Blackwall. It just brings me back to thinking what role are the Grey Wardens going to play during Inquisition, and what is the reason why we might clash. He is written by one of the writers, Cyril Chi. And one of the things that she says is that she had a great deal of fun writing Blackwall. At least part of it was asking why someone might find the Grey Wardens appealing. Why choose to be a part of that? A heroic sacrifice is still a sacrifice. What sort of person could decide that dying for something is better than just living? I'm sure a lot of those questions are going to be answered when we interact with Blackwall, possibly even deeper if you romance him. Yeah, there's so much about his personality that we don't know yet. And I am very confident that he's not going to be one-dimensional. So I'm just excited to start talking to him and just seeing how exactly he behaves and what the chemistry is going to be like, not only between him and the other PCs and NPCs, but also me, the as Grey Warden, me as the Inquisitor. So yeah, that's exciting stuff. One thing that's pretty admirable about him is that he's someone who protects others, who takes a hit so someone else doesn't have to. And if that's a Grey Warden, then it's his moral imperative to act even when there's no blight. There's more evil in the world than just the Darkspawn, and he believes it's his duty to do something about it. He lives by that old saying, all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. So I'd like to think that many Grey Wardens probably, once the Blight's over, they give each other their high fives, and they start hanging up their laurels. I think some of them are like, all right, our job's done here, so yeah, let's celebrate and just take it easy, and, our lives are short anyway, so let's just live it out as much as we can. But no, I mean, Blackwall is one of those really dedicated Grey Wardens. Says just because the Blight's over doesn't mean that we got to stop doing what we need to do to help people. So I think that's pretty admirable of him, because I don't think every single Grey Warden shares that ideal. We know Anders didn't, for example. So thanks again, everyone, for watching this episode of Let's Analyze Characters for the upcoming Dragon Age Inquisition. Tune in next time, folks, and until then, love yourselves and love each other.